welcome back to our little show. Travel and Vino here. We're wrapping up our Japanese series, our Japan series, our Asia series.
Spent 4.5 months over in Southeast Asia and enjoyed it. Just really, really loved the whole tour of everything. So yeah, we hit our last town from Kanazawa to Yokohama and spent one really fun night. It was a much better town than we expected, actually. Really cool. We used points and got a fabulous hotel.
Yeah, the West End in Yokohama is a really nice place for redeeming your points, especially after all the small
Had a nice
hotels and places in Japan. Yeah, so.
And it's a port town, so there's all the ferries the cruise ships that are there.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of fun to walk around just the waterway, and they had a big carnival, which I think is always there. And then we actually popped into a German festival, which you wouldn't expect in Japan, but super cool. Had a great old band playing all the old German music, all the German beer. And sausage, and it was just so much fun. So
yeah, that was an interesting evening.
Yeah,
yeah.
Everybody was dancing around, so that was super fun to see.
Yeah. So the whole point of being in Yokohama was to catch the cruise. So after 4.5 months, we've been trying to figure out how to get back to the United States. We could, of course, fly back, and that's typically what we do. But we thought we've seen a lot of videos of other slow travelers who take a cruise to cross either the Atlantic or the Pacific. So these are called repositioning cruises. And so, yeah, we decided to take a look at that. And, I wouldn't say it was the cheapest thing. It was cost about $3,800 for the repositioning cruise. But really, you got to think about there's food, transportation, entertainment involved in that. Yep. So, it was $3,800 for both of us. And then I think we bought a wine package on top of that. So, not your typical wine package. Now, this is a tip because, typically when you go on these cruises, they want to sell you the drink package, which is, all you can drink, basically sodas, specialty coffees, alcohol, wine, whatever. We didn't want to do that because we figured it out. It was about $65 a day per person. So that was crazy.
Drink.
Crazy expensive. That's a lot of drinking. Yeah. So we decided, okay, so we bought a wine package, which was this was on Norwegian. No, this was on Holland America. Holland America. You can purchase 8 bottles or 6 bottles or something like that, and I think we paid about $24 or $25 per bottle. So it was much more reasonable.
Bad, right.
Not our standard, stuff.
Not the best of wine, but it was
okay. No, it wasn't the best, but it was better than paying, $50,
premium,
whatever. So, yeah, so that worked out. That's a little tip. We kept it in our room. They delivered it to our stateroom, and so we had the 8 bottles there. And if we wanted to have a little happy hour, that's the way we did it instead of going and paying outrageous prices at the bars and stuff. So yeah, it was a 15-day cruise back to the United States.
All the way back to Vancouver.
And one of the bonuses is we got to do the inside passage of Alaska.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. So we were really looking forward to that because it's kind of like 2 things in one, right? We get our transportation back to the United States, or at least Vancouver, and then we got an inside passage cruise through Alaska. So
beautiful.
Alaska's definitely been on our bucket list.
It was kind of, if you're looking at doing the Alaskan passage, it's definitely a cheaper way to do the repositioning cruise from Japan there, I think.
Right.
Just because I know it's so expensive when you just fly to Alaska and do that.
Yeah. Or if you take a cruise out of Seattle or something like that, you're only going to see the inside passage. But, we were at sea for 5 or 6 days, which...
No land.
No land in sight, and the weather wasn't the best.
Huge waves, oh my gosh, 15-foot waves, and everybody's just swaying all over the boat. And
well, we got into a routine, so we pretty much worked out every day in the gym.
And a nice gym.
Nice, yeah. So
hot tubs were kind of flowing.
Yeah, the hot tubs were back and forth in the pools, but there were people in them, so that was a lot of fun.
We got in them a couple of times.
Yeah, so.
It was not a warm cruise, so there was no laying around the pool. It was, I think we had maybe 2 or 3 sunny days and the rest of it rained.
Yeah.
So we walked out on the deck probably twice. And then other than that, we just had to work out inside.
Yeah, so it was pretty much, it was too cold to be outside, I think, and too windy, crossing the Pacific Ocean with, 10 or 15 foot waves every day. It was kind of a lot. But yeah, I mean, if you could.
If you're doing on the treadmill, you got to hang on to both sides because
right.
you're just going to fall off. So.
And so from a strategy perspective, I think it was okay. I mean, it worked out.
We enjoyed it. Yeah.
So.
It's definitely an older crowd that's on a boat like that. It's in April, so kids are all back in school, so it's not really a lot of families,
right.
A lot of young people. There were a few, but the majority of them are definitely retired, older.
We met some really nice folks.
Yes. A lot of Australians and Canadians.
Yep. And
so.
a couple of Californians here and there. So.
Intermixed.
But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I'd do it again. I don't think Lori would do it again. But,
it was fine.
It's a good way to get, it's a good strategy to use for slow travel. If you're getting from point A to point B and you don't want to pay for airline tickets. And I mean, we could have done that, but let's try this out and see if it works.
And it is basically the same as a regular cruise. I mean, we had great entertainment. The music was fabulous. They had some really good shows.
Yeah, I would agree.
The food was, you've got the buffet during the day, but we would go to dinner in the dining room and it was really good food.
That's the hardest part about, being on a cruise is just not eating everything that's available. So
yeah, that's why we worked out every day, just so we didn't gain a bunch more weight. But
we didn't do a way in or a way out kind of thing. So
I think we did one before we got on the boat, but we didn't do it again after. So
it was not our main thing. So we did want to enjoy and relax and stuff. But
we hit 4 islands. Kushiro, Japan.
Kushiro, Japan, which.
And then, 5 days at sea, and then Sitka, Ketchikan, and Prince Rupert. I think with the 3 Canadian ones.
Right, and this is probably the first cruise ever in Alaska where they didn't see any wildlife whatsoever. So
no whales.
I'm not sure they really exist. I mean, everybody always talks about you go to Alaska and see all the wildlife, but.
We're too early.
Maybe we were a little bit early. Yeah.
Too early or too late,
Sure.
but it's kind of funny because we didn't see. We did see dolphins one day, right?
Oh yeah.
Out on the, but kind of far away, and they never really got closer, and no other wildlife than that. So a couple of bald eagles on the islands.
Right. We were expecting to see whales, and I think some of the people on the boat were, normally they see whales on this trip, but so.
But then the nice thing is when you do get to Vancouver, if you're not spending any time there is actually, we walked 10 minutes to the train station, caught the train, and it takes you right back to the airport.
Straight to the airport, yeah.
So super easy. And really, so the whole part of I have to talk about this a little bit, but getting on the ship was amazing. I mean, they had that down where you were just in and out, and we were on the ship in 5 minutes. I mean, it just nothing. But then the stops we made, that was probably the longest because we had to wait for buses to get into town because we were so far out.
Mm-hmm.
And so that we probably stood in line for 30 minutes to an hour sometimes, waiting either end to get either off the ship or back on. So that part was not as smooth of a transition.
Yeah, another thing that we did, and to save money really, is we didn't do any excursions. We did our own excursions. We did our own walking tours and our own, get off the boat. I think we walked to a brewery. And then we... and
we walked around a little national park, and we walked all over all the towns and went shopping, and it definitely, they were pretty beautiful islands, especially Ketchikan was probably our favorite. Yeah. Just with all the different things to see. Yeah. But it was, they're small towns, so it doesn't take very long. And then, you spend a couple hours at least getting off the boat, but then you're kind of done. And so definitely if you're going to do it, excursions probably would be a lot more fun. We did try and look into some fishing.
Yeah, it's just expensive. I mean, obviously they've got the tourist, they've got you kind of cornered on the cruise ship. So if you really want to do that stuff, I would try to go outside of the cruise lines because it's crazy expensive with them. So yeah. But long story short, we made it back. We got to,
And no jet lag.
no jet lag.
Oh, but they did. Okay, so what was really strange on here is because we were crossing the international date line, so they would back up the time little bit by little bit, and then we repeated a day.
Yeah.
So we had 2 Saturdays.
So we time traveled.
So
Time traveled. It was kind of cool.
So that was the only confusing part is what time really is it on the ship, because it kept changing hour to hour kind of thing. So
yeah, it was hard because your iPhone, you're out at sea, and so your iPhone's not updating.
no. So
And it was
and then they have shows we wanted to see, and it's like, oh gosh, what time is it?
Yeah. So one thing to keep an eye on is updating your watch and your clock to
That was
sync
interesting.
with their time.
Yeah. So that was another little weird little thing that we had to do, and it was interesting, but yeah.
So I'd do it again. I mean, I know.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it. We had fun. We met really nice people on the boat, and no, it was. I would look at doing it again. Maybe going to Australia or back.
Australia that's a long cruise, right? So definitely,
Maybe I shouldn't say that.
I think cruising is a good strategy for slow travelers. Overall, you have to look for deals. Obviously, you can't just go out there and pick anything, but you got to look for deals. And they run cruises. Sometimes they're under $100 a day per cabin, kind of thing. Or, that's really what we want to look for is those kind of deals to make it work.
Getting free Wi-Fi.
With our budget.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi was another thing that was outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
We paid for one device.
That's what we
and
shared.
That was a couple $100, so it's kind of outrageous in my mind. But anyway.
Part of it, but yeah, so we enjoyed it. We made it back, and now we are headed back to the United States for a few family items, and then
gatherings. Yeah, some gatherings.
And then we're going to take off and do Eastern Europe all summer long. So stay tuned, and we'll be back.
Cheers.